Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to Midday Live on TV3 with me, Martin, Asiedu-Dartey. Coming up within the next 1 hour. Former MLOAN Chief Executive Asiedu-Dartey currently before IOCO answering questions on her stewardship. Army worms invasion elicits state of emergency as the Ministry of Agric writes to Parliament. Our Parliament's Public Accounts Committee ends its first sitting, and we will be finding out what next for accountability of public officials. So those are our headlines, and we would also bring you entertainment, sports and business and find out what's happening elsewhere around the world, all within the space of 1 hour. Stay with us. Details shortly. Now we go straight to the first story, which has to do with the Micro Small Loans Center, MLOAN. Now the former Chief Executive Officer of the Micro and Small Loans Center, MLOAN, Madam Asiedu-Dartey, has pledged her full cooperation with the investigation of her tenure by the Economic and Organized Crime Office, IOCO. The office on Thursday, May 4, officially wrote to Mrs. Dartey requesting information pursuant to Section 19 of Act 804/10. She was directed to meet the officers on Monday, May 8 at 10 a.m., which is actually today. Now, lawyers of Mrs. Dartey say she has been out of the country for some time now on an important family assignment. She has committed to fully cooperate without prejudice immediately on her return. A statement from her lawyers indicate, that's the Lex Cujo law firm said on Monday. The lawyers expressed readiness to begin the process of engagement with IOCO in her absence and until her return. They, however, warned that the public, including the media, should not attempt to denigrate Mrs. Dartey or soil her hard-earned reputation with insinuations, fabrications, and or twisted commentary, and saying that it will be met with force and legal arsenal that is available to them. All right, so we go to the phone lines now to speak to one of the lawyers for Madam Dartey, who is the former CEO of MLOAN. Kojoga Adaudu is the lead counsel for the lady in question. Good afternoon, sir, and thank you very much for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Right, to start with, are you aware, or do we know what specifically the IOCO is requesting from your client?
Yeah, good afternoon again. Yes, IOCO under Section 19 of their Act invited our client to come for some discussion. And we have gone there and we met the management of IOCO. And we had a very cordial discussion on the matter, and I think it was open. They said they were looking at some few things within MLOAN, and when they need us, they will definitely get to us so that we can come. But we also assure them we will cooperate with them anytime they are ready and they call us. We would make ourselves available. So that was the discussion that we had. Nothing specific that they said we want this information here or not. So today, actually, just after the little discussion, we had to call it off.
So today's meeting was purely just to give an assurance that you're going to be cooperating with them?
Yes, meeting, because they said yes, if the invitation had come, it was just, they were looking at some few things that at Maslock, and they would need some information, but they're not yet ready with some of the information, 10 specific things that they will look at. They are still looking at few things. So when they finish looking at them, then they will get to us.
Right. Based on the letter that was sent to you in terms of your client and the invitation thereafter, were there any timelines that were given to which she must meet?
No, I believe this will be communicated by IOCO to us. The timelines where we'll meet, the details, the minute details of it will be communicated to us. We have also, when they communicate to us, we would make ourselves available. Because the law that they have invited us, it is for us to assist if in the opinion of the executive director that somebody is needed to assist them, or it is an entity where the person would have to also provide some information. So as at now, we are not under any investigation. They've not told us that we've committed any crime. It is just to give them information. And I'm sure when they finish their preliminary investigation or things that they are looking at, then they can invite us and we would give the appropriate answers to it.
Right. And finally, I mean, the earlier communication that came out was that the media and all other social commentators should be circumspect in what they say about your client and about the office she held, or else you'll be meeting them with full force. What has warranted this warning?
Yes, you see, it might look as if it is a little bit harsh, but what we actually is for the media, social commentators, political commentators, to exercise restraint. So he's not being investigated for any crime. Now, we've had too many times when IOCO invites people for assistance and information. People start fabricating stories, which will, at the end of the day, defame the people. And it is the media, in as much as they have to be the watchdog of society, should also not give the platform to people to denigrate others. So that's what we are just saying, that please don't ask malign people or convict them in the public, in the court of public opinion before we even start, so that we don't come and slap people with litigation. We don't want to go there. We need the media, they need us, and let us work.
Okay. So
that that's the essence of that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. Adawudu, for your time and the clarity. Just an update on the meeting they have held with IOCO today, which is that they have promised to cooperate fully with IOCO with regard to the invitation to their client, Madam Ationu. Now, Madam Ationu, you would know, was appointed as the acting chief executive of Maslock under the John Mahama administration in 2013, but resigned when there was a change of government where the New Patriotic Party came into being, or into force. We just want to give you a fair idea of what the role or the mandate of Maslock is. It is that, and this is actually captured in the laws that built Maslock, or that brought Maslock into being. It says Maslock is expected to provide micro and small loans for startups and small businesses with fast, easy and accessible microcredit and small loans to grow and expand their businesses, as well as to enhance job and wealth creation. So those are the words that mandate, or that holds Maslock as to putting them into force. So she, according to the lawyers, abided by that, and is looking like we would have to just wait and see what the specifics Maslock is looking for, IOCO is looking for from Madam Atieno. And when we get those details, we'll definitely bring it to your attention. This is still Midday Live on TV3. Let's turn our attention to some other stories now. And the Association of Bonded Nurses have picketed at the Ministry of Health, demanding an immediate employment from government. This is the second picketing from the group after they had got an unsatisfactory response from government some 2 weeks ago. Yeah, and clearly this particular development between the nurses, the bonded nurses and government doesn't seem to go away anytime soon. Government has stated why they may not be able to engage them now, but they are also insistent, the bonded nurses I mean. TV3's Daniel Opoku has joined us on the line, and he's also there at the ministry to tell us how today's picketing has gone. What exactly are they looking for? Is it the same demand? Daniel, good afternoon. Thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
What's different from today's picketing as compared to that of some 2 weeks ago?
Basically, the content of what they are requesting is not different from what they have requested ever since they decided to ask the ministry to give them financial clearance with regard to posting. If you recall, a few weeks ago, a sizable number of them besieged the ministry for government to give them financial clearance so that they could be posted to the various institutions or hospitals for them to work. They were given an assurance or commitment that the previous week they were going to receive the clearance. But unfortunately, they could not receive the clearance, and they have decided to come today to fight and pressure the Ministry of Health to secure the financial clearance for them. So basically, they have ganged up in front of the ministry, as usual, picketing the premises of the Ministry of Health, just waiting on the sector ministry to secure the financial clearance for the Ministry of Finance for them to be posted to their various hospitals for them to work.
What numbers are we talking about?
Today you could see between 50 to 100 of them. Last week when they had the meeting with the Ministry of Health, they were promised that we were going to give them assurance, they were going to give them the financial clearance. So,
hello, Daniel. Unfortunately, the line has dropped. Daniel Opoku is TV3's labor correspondent, giving us an update about that picketing, which is ongoing at the premises of the Ministry of Health, where the bonded nurses have gathered, and this is the second such picketing, asking government to give them financial clearance so they can be posted to their various hospitals to go and deliver service to Mother Ghana. Government says that they are yet to finally go through the entire process. We'll keep you posted when we do get Daniel back on the line. Let's turn our attention to some other stories this afternoon. And indiscriminate bush burning by herdsmen have destroyed forest and tree plantations worth over 1.1 million Ghana cedis within the Joaso Forest District in the Ashanti region. Forestry officials say over 155 square kilometers of forest cover have been lost to bushfires. Here's a report put together by Benjamin Edu.
Negative practices like bush burning, illegal mining and logging are harming forest reserves in the country, and the Joaso Forest District is no exception. The district is one of the largest among the 61 forest reserves in the Ashanti region, with a total land area of 2,377 square kilometers. As part of a restoration drive, the Joaso Forest District has embarked on an afforestation project to replenish lost forest. The district is planting 20 hectares of trees in North Bandai, over 100 hectares in North and South Fomanso, and 50 hectares in Dong River Pra, among other areas. Joaso District Forest Manager Rebecca Bainin Opang explains the rationale behind the exercise.
This portion was demarcated about 3 years ago during the National Plantation Exercise, but we were not able to finish with this portion. But this year, the district has taken it upon itself to do something here.
But the effort of restoring the degraded forest reserves is being thwarted by the activities of herdsmen and illegal farming activities on the reserve. Madame Opan recounts how fire swept through a tree plantation project funded by the Forestry Commission and the private sector.
From December through into January to February, they burned the whole reserve. They just get somewhere, setting fires, then they leave. Last year, for instance, I arrested 3 people.
She noted the protection of forests should be a shared responsibility among the citizenry.
All right, so let's stay with issues relating to the forest and vegetation and all of that. This time around, though, something that is quite peculiar to our existence as humans. And Parliament has been asked to declare an agricultural state of emergency as an armyworm invasion, source seem to be increasing across the country. Describing the invasion as requiring urgent response, the Agricultural Minister, Dr. Owusu Efriakoto, wants to rope in Parliament to wage a war against pests capable of leveling farms to ground zero. In a memo to Cabinet, the Minister has asked that Parliament allows unbudgeted funds for a mass spraying exercise in an attempt said to be no respecter of farms or farmers. Over 500 acres of maize farms have been invaded by these armyworms in the Ashanti region and some other places in and around the Volta region, and we are told that it is actually spreading to parts of the eastern region as well. So on your screens are images of how the armyworms look like, their larvae, and the kind of destruction they are causing to farmlands, and it seems to be quite disturbing. And those are, plants in their very early nursing stages that seem to be destroyed. And we just want to give you a fair idea of how serious the situation is right now. And yeah, that's an example of how it looks like this worm. And so far, over 500 acres of maize farms have been invaded by the armyworms in the Ashanti region specifically. And places like Afari, Ejura, Mampong, Agogo, Efija, Kwabre, amongst others, have all had their fair share of destruction by these armyworms, and it is growing by the day. This is not the first time TV3 is reporting this. Our correspondents in the Ashanti region and other parts of the country raised it about a month ago when the story first broke. But between then and now, it seems that government wants to do something about it. They are asking Parliament to declare a state of emergency. Now, these 200 acres, we're told, has also gone through to cocoa farms, and some 200 acres of cocoa farms have also been invaded by these armyworms, and some 25 cocoa growing communities in the Ashanti region have also been affected. And communities that have had the kind of impact being dealt to them include Atia, Amampama, Mampong, Boaman, and counting, which means that if a state of emergency that the minister is calling for is not declared as soon as possible, we are very likely to have some serious cases on our hand. We are told that it is not only in Ghana, Nigeria and other West African countries are recording similar attacks from these armyworms. If nothing is done about it in due time, we are likely to have a food emergency in the coming days. I have been joined in studio by someone who, has been campaigning against this particular development and asking government, and the ministry for that matter, to ensure that they get their hands busy so we can fight this armyworm invasion and infestation on our various farms. And I just want to put a few questions. Good afternoon to you. Thank you very much for joining us. Have you been able to calculate between now and what time are we likely to have a national disaster?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. It's quite difficult to give you that statistics that you're talking about, because this infestation of this armyworm is not only peculiar to Ghana. Just as you said, it has affected other countries like Nigeria. But most predominantly, it's occurred around southern and eastern Africa. That is thought to be the origin of this a worm. And even there's not any projection in terms of how long it takes before you can get SAR. But a report by the UN states that due to that infestation, we are going to, like, there's 15%, those who are supposed to benefit, like the food security is going to be affected by 15%. That's how well that armyworm infestation can have on the population and farming in general. So the effect is about 15%, yes, that's what the UN reported on.
And we are told that you're asking for a mass spraying. How is that going to help?
Well, if you go to countries like Zambia, they did what they call the army planes. They used the army planes to do the mass spraying because the devastation was so huge that they couldn't go to do the manual one. Yeah, so it's an option that we can also look at. The worst option to look at is to burn all the crops. And obviously that will have an implication for food security in the country. So the other option, which is more viable, is to look at using the planes to do that, because these armyworms, as we know, they are very fast and they move at a very rapid speed. You know, the name is armyworms. You might think they are worms, but they're not actually worms. They are caterpillars. So they are the ones who do the eating. These caterpillars are left there by the moths. Now, the moths are the form of a butterfly, you know. So they hatch. Now, when they hatch on these cereals, especially either maize or rice or sorghum, they hatch on them. Now, when these eggs turn into these caterpillars, that's when they start feeding on the plant. Then these moths then fly to a different place. So that's how they spread.
So they keep spreading.
Exactly. So they keep spreading, going around. So until you get a holistic approach in terms of making sure that you stop those moths from flying by effectively spraying them, then it means that you are solving it at the root cause. The challenge is that we don't even know what causes those things to come. According to a couple of farmers, they are normally prevalent when there are no rains.
During the dry season?
Precisely. When you plant, after planting, during germination, if the rains are not that much, that's when they begin to feed well, because they feed very well when there are no rains. But when the rains come, that's when they begin to go away. So
are we likely to be, can we have a prevention system in place? I mean, like in other countries where they've been attacked, can they say that, so after maybe the mass spraying, for the last 2, 3, 5, 10 years, they've not had such an attack?
Yeah, as I'm talking to you now, there's a meeting ongoing in Harare, Zimbabwe, where they're trying to find a solution to this menace. As I said, they've not been able to identify the cause of these armyworms. They are being able to mitigate or fight against it, but they're not able to, like, look at the root cause exactly. So the meeting is not going to determine how that's going to be done. So for now, most countries are like looking at how to fight it. So until we get a conclusion on the cause of it, that's where we can find adequate solutions to it. But now we are just trying to manage the situation.
And finally, can you hazard a guess as to how much it's going to cost us to undertake a mass spraying exercise? And is it really that dire that we need to declare a state of emergency? Well,
I think the state of emergency is quite important. Especially if you look at the state of agric we are in, coupled with the ministry's planting of food program. You know, there's a lot of money going to that program, and you know when that program to fail. That program is hovering on about 4 cereals, and these armyworms do normally infect cereals. So if these cereals are affected, it means the program
could fail.
Exactly. So it means that if the government is not apt in terms of getting the money early from Parliament, and then taking a measure against it, it means likely that the program that the government is seeing to improve upon agric might have some
major challenges. All right. We will see what response Parliament will be giving to this request in the coming days. We've been speaking with Bismarck Asiedu-Dartey. He's with the Peasant Farmers Association of Ghana, asking for that rapid action from the state to deal with armyworm infestation, which is already destroying huge acres of farmlands. Thank you very much for your time. We'll definitely be coming to you in subsequent days to see how this is being dealt with. This is still Midday Live on TV3. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Are you an entrepreneur with a great business idea? Are you looking for a bright future for your business? Do you need investors for your business? Then
Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to the Business News on Midday Live. My name is Pakwisi Asari. Now, the Public Accounts Committee has concluded its sittings on 3 reports brought before it by the Auditor General. It had the financial infractions of the Bank of Ghana, the Food and Drugs Authority, plus other agencies. Now, on the central bank, it looked at its foreign exchange transactions and receipts and payments for the very first half of the year and second half of the year 2015. The performance reports on the disposal of government vehicles by the Ministry of Food and Agriculture and the Ministry of Health, and the performance reports on drugs use in Ghana by the Food and Drugs Authority. I've just been joined in the studio by a member of the Public Accounts Committee, Clement Opak. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and good to have you.
It's always a pleasure to be here.
Great. So just tell us a bit of, give us a bit of insight into the committee's meeting.
Well, as you know, the Public Accounts Committee is a committee of Parliament, and is one of the committees of Parliament which is actually referred to in the Constitution. And of course, the role is very simple and straightforward, is to look at how different public institutions, agencies, departments, and ministries expended resources that they were allocated in the interest and on behalf of the good people of Ghana. So, as you rightly said, we have had the chance to sit over 3 of the 4 reports which have come to us. We have looked at that of the Bank of Ghana in terms of the dollar accounts and receipts. We have looked at the Ghana Health Services, and we have looked at the Ministry of Food and Agric report as well.
Right, good to know. And as you indicated, you've looked at the central bank, you've looked at the sale of vehicles in some government agencies, and indeed the public is unhappy about it. The Auditor General's report, or the Auditor General himself has stated that he's unhappy with certain portions, particularly with the the sale of vehicles. What's next? Is it going to be business as usual?
Well, I think there's a lot of misunderstanding about the powers of the Public Accounts Committee. Ideally, from what I know now, having been a part of it, because when I wasn't in Parliament, and I was then in charge of an NGO, I also had issue with the Public Accounts Committee, because I had always felt that once they had discovered acts that were inimical to the public interest, the expectation was that they could take action. But there are constraints. The committee is a committee of parliament, which means that even after we finish, we have to do a report to present to the plenary, and the action that should come from that would have to be under the auspices of the speaker. So we are constrained, but be as it may, at least the work that we do in highlighting some of these instances where an ambulance, for example, will be auctioned for 350 Ghana cedis, and a pickup will be auctioned for 200 cedis, and a lot of the time even these auctioneers do not pay the monies to the non-taxable account immediately within the time frame. It brings attention to that. On many occasions, before they even appear, some of the entities, or if you like, the auditees, because they know we are going to bring up these issues, they go on to try and rectify these shortcomings even before they appear. But
it's good to hear you say that sitting back before you entered into Parliament, you had certain reservations about the workings of the Public Accounts Committee. I'm sure you yourself as a person had over the years criticized the workings of the Public Accounts Committee. What would you like to be seen differently by this particular committee, this new committee? What would you like to see being done differently from what's happened over the past?
Well, I've had a chance to look at literature and look at best practices in different parts of the world. And indeed, as part of the orientation, you know, we were taken through the way different countries have similar committees to have oversight. And I actually would prefer the Ugandan example.
What do they do?
Within the context of the Ugandan example, the Public Accounts Committee is autonomous, whereby the committee actually has the ability to cause the arrest of an auditee if the committee finds that the audit report indicts that auditee for impropriety.
Right.
And I would think that as we go forward, we should be advocating for the committee to be empowered so that whilst we are sitting, there can be a police officer present.
Right.
So if the determination is made that, you know, there is no value for money or that there's been some impropriety, the committee can cause.
And wouldn't that require certain amendments to be done?
Yes, I would say yes, because those kinds of powers presently don't exist. So, but it is possible. If the current government is looking at, you know, creating the office of the special prosecutor, you know, I don't see why perhaps as part of the general review of the Constitution, we shouldn't be looking at empowering the Public Accounts Committee to have that power.
Once adverse findings are made against.
As soon as adverse findings are made.
Right.
And I also want to say that it is very important that we recognize that the committee has a role to play. Although its ability to affect action is indirect, the mere fact that heads of entities have to come and sit and be queried, and sometimes, you know, even embarrassed by very basic omissions and commissions and sometimes collusions in itself has a detrimental effect on their activity. But what we need to do, as we have decided this time, is to try and work assiduously to catch up, so that there is no backlog. What tends to happen too is that persons who may be held accountable sometimes are no longer in office. Some of them may have even passed on or may have even relocated.
So there's really nobody to be held accountable for.
And therefore there's always the excuse by those who then come to sit in, as we like to call it, on the hot seat, to try and make excuses that when this happened, I wasn't there. But that still is no excuse, because once you've taken over as the head of the entity, it then becomes your responsibility.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. Dr. Clement Park is a member of Parliament and also a member of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament. That's how we wrap up for the business segment on Midday Live. We'll take a short break. When we return, we've got the very latest in the world of sports.
This woman has depression. As a result, she's not able to take good care of her baby.
Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules.
Good afternoon, and it's time to bring you all the latest in the world of sports with me, Thierry. Now, the Ghana Football Association chief, Kwesi Nyantakyi, has been named the first vice president of the Confederation of African Football, making him the second most powerful.
Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules. Watch New Day every weekday at 6 a.m. New Day is brought to you by Givers Capsules.
Thank you very much for staying with TV3. Time now for entertainment.
News is brought to you by
All right, so the entire country came to a standstill when 9-year-old Erica Tando, also known as DJ Switch, was crowned winner of Talented Kids Season 8. She beat 7 other contenders to emerge ultimate winner of the competition. Ajo Amofose was at the National Theatre and brings us sight and sound of what happened yesterday.
After 3 months of a keenly contested show, Wonder Kid Erica Tando is the winner of the Talented Kids Season 8. With her consistency on the turntable, the young DJ gave a wide margin to beat other 7 finalists to clinch the ultimate. For her, it was a much anticipated win, which God granted.
In fact, it's so amazing. I'm feeling happy, and I'm telling all those who didn't win that, they shouldn't worry. Their time will come.
For her prize, she took home a 10,000 cedi educational package, 6,000 cedis cash, and other prizes from sponsors. In the second place, High Life Crooners from Kumasi, Nakel was awarded with 8,000 cedis and sponsors package. Visually impaired singer Christian Morgan came third and won a prize of 6,000 cedis cash and packages from sponsors. Efwa Praba took the fourth position and went home with 4,000 cedis and sponsors package. Dance Machine, Allo dancers were fifth.
I'm just trying to be myself. I just want to stay original.
All right, so that sensational young talent I'm privileged to introduce to you is right here in the studio. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for the latest talented kid, the most talented kid in the entire country right now, DJ Switch. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
And tired. You can tell. I like your swag. And her hands are in the pocket. And we'll be taking a selfie on set soon before she leaves. But congratulations to you. How did you make it out of, how many, about 700 children right up onto the final? How did you manage to win?
If you work hard with what you are doing, you can do it.
You can do it. And since when did you start DJing?
When we were starting Talented Case.
That's when you started?
If it was not Talented Case, I would have not been a DJ.
Are you serious? Yes. I don't believe you. But what else could you have done apart from a DJ?
I can rap.
You can rap? So if I give you a microphone right now, you drop some bars. Eh? All right, we'll get you to try and give us a rap. But after you won, a lot of people want to see you, invite you to programs and, let you come and perform for them. Would ask you if you were going to be taking those contracts. But let's bring in Prince Dake. He is with our branch department, and I would want to, pick a few thoughts of his with regard to the way companies, media houses are clamoring for attention from DJ Switch. Eric, thank you very much for joining us in studio. Sorry, Prince, I beg your pardon. I'm too excited to have DJ Switch with me. How is the management of a TV3 talent going to be after the show? What is the plan for that?
Okay, I think in the first place, we are not into any contract that says that DJ Switch is a product of TV3. She's not. She is a human being and she's not a product. What we are again trying to going to let the public understand is the fact that she is still young, 9 years, should not be really engaged in any commercial activities. So she's going to concentrate on school.
No, but the kind of exposure she has now, if you say she shouldn't be engaging in commercial activity, that's going to be
that's full-time. You cannot be involved in a full-time commercial activity.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is her talent. She's going to be nurtured. She's going to be groomed. She's going to be grown. We are not going to be in a rush to follow the pageantry around her winning to make sure her school is swayed away. We are going to make sure she concentrates on school.
On education.
Yeah.
Because clearly part of the prize package is an educational scholarship that she has been given.
Exactly.
So, perfect one in that regard. How about the grooming and the nurturing you mentioned? How is TV3? Is it TV3 that's going to be undertaking that, or
what we do with most of our reality shows is the fact that we give you the platform and the link.
Okay.
Because I am not a sound engineer. I am not a DJ trainer, or neither am I an artist manager to say that I want to manage her. She does not have a manager. She's going to be under the full guidance of the parents and then TV3 will be there to supervise it. Wherever the parents agree or would want her to be, she has to be there, or she will be there, but with the consent of TV3.
Okay. How about the other winners? We'll look at them, but then from here, what next? So the show is over, we have our winner. What next for the project TV3's Talented Kids? Okay,
what next is that we are thinking of how individually they will be putting together their Thanksgiving shows or events at their various locations. DJ Swish is from the DSO in the Western region. That's like 9 hours to Accra. And so if she's going back, she needs to go back probably in a grand style. She needs to organize some party for the kids, probably one weekend, Saturday morning. She needs not to do too much in the night. So she's going to be, doing all that aspect, which is going to be planned by TV3. Okay. After that, we look at how we make sure we monitor them to all be in school, because we realize that a lot of the times the fan base sways them away. Yes. So we are going to now ensure that they go to school and they grow as good citizens.
DJ Switch, why DJ Switch? What name is that? Who gave it to you, or you chose it to yourself?
My mother gave it to me.
Hey, then your mother is yo small, eh?
Switch on the door to your happiness.
Oh, really? I see. So now that you're, how do you feel? How have you been feeling since you won?
I feel good and happy.
Are you looking at going back to school?
Yeah.
How soon? Or you want to do a few?
They are reopening tomorrow.
Oh, really? I see. So DJ Switch says that she could also rap. Would want you to rap briefly for us, not too many. You don't want people to copy your style, so rap small for us, then we'll end the program. Should I give you beat? Okay, then.
Mama, my name is 32, and Colabon 70, but some nakatu 1+1, Okaboma 82, 1992, na me call class 2, because who was set to Arma 2, or Tomo 2 to Mobiania 2, me nega 2, Jamafu from Bomb 2, Peso Humi and just Africa 2, 2
DJ Switch in the building, and we're having a lot of fun. Congratulations to you once again. I'm privileged to have met such a young talent as you, and please let me take a selfie with you, because I want people to know that I know DJ Switch, okay? And then certainly when we put up another show, which is likely to be the latter part of this year or next year, and you are a child and you are sure you are talented, or a parent, you see that talent in your child, let them come and compete. But before you go, one of your plenty fans, brought this to be given to you. Let me take it out and show it to the world. This is a towel with DJ Switch written on it. Can the cameras pick this? DJ Switch towels, and then here as well. Fantastic. And want to present it to, she's smiling, she's blushing. Okay. All right. So let me present it to you on behalf of your biggest fan, I'm sure. And congratulations once again. Okay. All right. So this is still TV3's Midday Live, having a good time with the latest, most talented kid in the country as of now. We are hoping to see much more talent in the years to come. We'll be taking a quick break and find out what's happening elsewhere around the world. But let me say a big thank you to DJ Switch for coming into the studio, and then also Prince Daka. He is with TV3's Bronze Department, and putting the entire show together has been a success. Thank you very much for coming in studio. All right, so see you around. Let's find out what's happening elsewhere around the world.
Demobilized soldiers in Côte d'Ivoire have blocked roads in the city of Bouaké for the second time in 4 months. The BBC News report said the former soldiers are demanding payment of compensation for their part in the civil war that brought President Alassane Ouattara to power after disputed elections in 2010. They are also demanding reintegration into the National Army. President Muhammadu Buhari has returned to London for another round of medical checkup with his doctors. A statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Mr. Femi Adesina, said the duration of the president's stay in London will be determined by his doctors. government will continue to function normally under the leadership of the Vice President. It will be recalled that a similar medical trip last January drew a lot of anxiety from Nigerians demanding to know the health status of the President.
All right, so that'll be it for the program. It came your way from our studio here at Adisari. My name is Martin Asiedu-Dartey. Thank you very much for watching. Visit 3news.com for more news. Do have a good afternoon, and as always, stay positive. Bye for now.